Alright, so I mentioned earlier in the course that I was going to show you another cool little tool to help you find your perfect audience if you're not exactly sure about what they look like. This tool is called Facebook Audience Insights, and you can find it at this address, okay, facebook.com/ads/audience insights. And what it is, it's a tool to help you understand particular audiences. So whether it's people who are interested in your Facebook page or a whole bunch of other things, it lets you understand those users, those audiences, and what their interests are, demographics, behavioral information, all that really good stuff that you want to use for your targeting. So basically, it's an effective way to find out more about either your potential user base or a competitor's user base. And it's particularly good if you're still a bit uncertain about your users or what your ideal audience looks like and how you should be targeting them. So we're going to head straight over now and have a look at the tool itself. All right, here we are on the Audience Insights page. Now this is what appears as soon as you navigate to the URL. And we've got three options. This is just how you start. It really doesn't matter what you choose here because all the options are configurable anyway. It's going to give you the same thing. This is just going to pre-configure a few choices for you depending on what you select. So we'll go everyone on Facebook. Okay, so what exactly are we seeing here? What we're seeing is a comparison of the audience that we've defined here against the total population of people on Facebook for our chosen country. Okay, so if we narrow things down a little bit and we say interested in food and drink. All right, we see it adjusts and we've got the blue bar on the inside representing our particular audience over here, and we've got this grey bar on the outside. Now, what we're seeing is this top is female and down the bottom we've got men. And these are our age brackets, 18 to 24. So this is women aged 18 to 24. And what it's showing us is that in our selected audience, this blue bar, 15% of people are female between the age of 18 to 24. Compared to the total Facebook population in the United States, where 20% of Facebook users are females between the age of 18 to 24. So it's telling us that these people interested in food and drink are underrepresented as far as 18 to 24-year-old women go. Okay? If we look at these other ages, we see there's a different skew. So here we can see that our selected audience, being people who like food and drink, actually consists of 17.9% women between the age of 45 and 54. Now that's compared to just 16.1% of the total Facebook population being women aged between 45 and 54. So what that might tell us is that if we've got a food and drink app, we may be better off targeting women 45 to 54 as opposed to the entire Facebook population because we know that those users are more likely to be in our target audience. Down here we've got lifestyles, and Facebook kind of makes these up, or makes these names up at least, and defines what they are. So we can see here that 0.8% of our selected audience are considered solo and stable lifestyle, and 0.7% of all Facebook users fall into that solo and stable lifestyle. Now if you hover over this little eye, we can see that Facebook defines solo and stable as singles and homeowners who work in mainly white-collar professions, administrative, managerial jobs. The education and income place them about average in the middle class. So, yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy. I mean, I don't take this too seriously because it's hard to target based on their sort of description sometimes. Can be useful. It's worth having a quick look at and understanding, but yeah, not sure what to make of that just yet. We can see relationship status. So we can look at, okay, people who are interested in food and drink, you know, there's more married people in our population than there are generally on Facebook. Let's get a bit more specific, see how things change. Let's say people who like meditation. Now we can see some really big skews. really big. For example, only 7.5% of our selected audience are women between the age of 18 to 24, as opposed to 20% of Facebook users. So we're here, we can see the opposite. So 24% of our selected audience are women between the age of 45 to 54, where only 16% of Facebook users are between that range. So if you're targeting people with an interest in meditation, you'd be better off targeting women between 45 and 54 than women between 18 to 24 generally, based on the data we're seeing here. We can see job titles, so people with that meditation interest. We've got nurses greatly overrepresented in our audience, so maybe targeting nurses could be a good idea. Personal care, healthcare and medical. So what we're generally seeing, now we notice a quick pattern just by looking at the job titles. And then it's people in health or community-based roles are generally more interested in meditation than the overall Facebook population. So that's something you could use in your targeting. So that's where this tool can be really helpful. We can also look at page likes. What pages do these people generally like? There's a bunch, you can see a list there. Locations, where are they from? So we've already picked United States, so this is going to give us some cities. Okay, so 0.5% are from Laredo, Texas, while only 0.2% of Facebook users are from there. Lots in Miami, Florida, compared to say the other ones here. Activity, so we can see how many pages people liked, what kind of devices they're using. Household, see household incomes, home ownership, household size, and you can compare all of that information, and we can also look at their purchase behavior. Some pretty interesting stuff just based on our interest targeting and our demographic selections. Let's get a little bit more specific and look at some pages. So, as I showed you previously in the Power Editor with targeting, you can actually enter Facebook pages in the interest, and sometimes they'll show up. So we use Candy Crush again. And this is how you can use competitor apps for your targeting, to find out, okay, they're a competitor, my audience is going to be very similar, what does that audience look like? Okay, so here we can see some really big skews in gender for a start. So 75% of our selected audience are women, while only 54% of all of Facebook users in the United States are women. So there we go. 75% of the people who like Candy Crush Saga Facebook page are women, compared to only 25% men. So that if you had an app that was similar to Candy Crush that you were advertising, that might be a real telltale as to how you should target your gender targeting. And we can do exactly the same sort of thing down through here, down through our lifestyle choices. We can look at page likes, see what other pages they like. Obviously Candy Crush is at the top because that's what we've targeted over here. But then you can see a bunch of other pages that they've liked as well. So some really good insights there. Location, activity. Okay, there you go. So generally lots more posts liked by this audience than by the general Facebook population. Household. There we go. And purchase. So that's the basics. That's a quick intro to audience insights. Have a poke around, have a play around. Once you get some target audiences populated as well, you can actually enter the custom audience here, and you can start looking at what the users inside your custom audiences look like as well. So definitely worth a quick look at audience insights, and particularly if you're still a bit unsure about what your perfect audience actually looks like.